Hey, what's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On Hot 7025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Cameron Avenue, Suite B209, give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com.
Hey, it's Icarice, and I'm here to tell you about Hotcast for Podcasting. We are a podcasting studio located in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. You can book online at hot7025fm.com. Just click on Hotcast. You can book and find your times right there. Thank you for booking with Hotcast for Podcasting.
It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale. What's up, y'all? What's happening? What it do? Where we at with it? What you doing? Where you at? And where you at? What you doing? You already know what it is. You tuned into the number one station in the land, whether it's online or anything like that. It's hot7025fm.com right here in the fabulous city of Viva Las Vegas. But we worldwide, baby. We worldwide, baby. And it's the first broadcast of the year for 2025 for Holla at the Homie. I see a couple people on here that join me on IG. Appreciate y'all. What's up, Lucy Lowe? What's up, Carmen Key? Oh, what's going on? That's the boss lady in the building. What's happening with you? We out here. We in this thing like a wedgie. And we tuned in today to the number one spot where you come get your advice online or in person. Hot7025fm.com right here directly from your boy, your main man, 360, the poet. That's THAPOET. Make sure you spell my name right, because it means something. It stands for tenacity, heart, and attitude. Presents opportunities every time. So if you're tenacious, got heart, and got the right attitude, then that means that opportunities will swing your way. Shawty, swing my way. That's how we gonna do it. Al Rich, what's going on? Superman of the car biz. What's going on? Johnny Chingas, as always. Good to see everybody that pops in and says what's up to us on Hot 7025 FM and on Instagram, Facebook, and also in the Twitter land. I'm sorry, not Twitter, in the, what's they call that? TikTok land. And you already know I'm too old to be trying to be navigating through all these different social media. I ain't even social. I take that back. I am social. I'm social as hell when I want to be. But sometimes I don't be feeling like saying nothing at all. But today we're going to talk about some stuff because it's the start of the year and we talking about resolutions. We talking about ultimatums. We talking about marriages. We talking about it all today. So we out here. We doing this thing right now. So today we got a letter from somebody called Confused Bride to Be. But as always, I like to put out my disclaimer. Let people know I have not been trained professionally or anything like that in any type of psychology, psychiatry, counseling, and or anything along those lines. What I consider myself is a self-proclaimed life coach who has been able to live a colorful life, and if not, live close enough and vicariously enough through other people that I can sponge up some of the game from them and squeeze it back out here to y'all in the TV land, in the world, in the waves. But we right here, we back. And like I say, happy 2025. What's up, Dakari Kofi? Always good to see you in the building, my brother. As always, showing love. One of my favorite listeners over there on the Facebook side of things, Dakari Kofi, tuning in and tapping in as always. I also like to let people know that, you can feel free. I love to call it. What's up, Sapphire Gardner? What up, though? Coming to me all the way from the 313. Hey, y'all Lions out there doing your thing, girl. I want to see what y'all gonna do between you and Al Rich. I got some faith in y'all. I'm putting some. I ain't gonna put no money. I don't know. I might talk to somebody behind the scenes about putting some money down, but I'm gonna put some faith in y'all that y'all gonna pull it off the NFC. Y'all got the home field advantage, so y'all got to bring it in. People got to come into the D. You know what I mean? Tell your goon squad to get ready for when people come, so they don't feel as comfortable. Don't tell them to take nothing, but just make them feel uncomfortable. You understand? So, yeah, we might have to put a little couple dollars on there. But again, I like to tell people, what's going on, Gooseby? Anthony S. Gooseby in the building, one of my compatriots. We got another podcast we popping up with Goose and 360. We gonna be doing the whole little thing. We got a couple episodes already recorded. We gonna put those out to y'all by the end of this month. So Goose, what's up, dog? Good to see you in the building as well. But I like to tell y'all, you can only say Happy New Year for so long, okay? I just like to let people know that you can only say Happy New Year for so long, and after 10 days, then you can't say Happy New Year no more. I just want to let people know that after 10 days, you can no longer say Happy New Year, because just like a car, just like some shoes, after 10 days, you got your run out. After 10 days, they're not as new anymore. So the year is no longer new. It's just Happy 2025. Say that then. So don't say Happy New Year after 10 days. So you got 2 more days to slide through, still saying Happy New Year. Once you hit double digits, then that is like the receipt that you get from Walmart. What's up, Matt Seward? Number one guitar boom, 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 and bass player I've ever been a chance to try to side by side with and perform with. Matt Seward in the building, the Matt Seward Band out here in Viva Las. But you know, I always like to let people know after the 10 days, the new year is no longer new, okay? So that's where we going with it, all right? So we're going to dive straight into it. We got to pull this letter up for y'all. Let me pull it out as it goes. A little something, it's something like this. Dear Holla at the Homie, I'm a long-time listener and love the way y'all keep it real. So I'm hoping that you can help me with a serious situation. My fiance has given me an ultimatum, and I don't know how to feel about it. Here's the deal. At the start of the year, I made a New Year's resolution to lose weight and work on healthier eating habits. I'll admit, I've been struggling to stay consistent. It's not easy and life happens. But now my fiance has stepped in and told me that if I don't follow through with my resolution, he's calling off our wedding. He says it's not just about the weight. It's about me keeping my word and me being my best version of myself. And I'm torn. On one hand, I feel like this ultimatum is controlling and shallow, and it makes me question if I want to marry someone who can threaten to end our relationship over something so personal. On the other hand, I wonder if I should take this as a wake-up call and get serious about my health, not just for him, but for me. I'm angry, hurt, and confused. Is he out of line, or am I overreacting? Should I dump him for being so harsh, or should I see his tough love as motivation? Sincerely, confused bride-to-be. Whoa, bride-to-be, you confused. I feel you on that one. Jay Castillo, what's up, baby? JJ in the building. Jesus Jr., JJ. But yeah, I understand why you be confused about this one, confused bride-to-be. I get it. I get it, because right here we keep it raw, we keep it real, and we keep it respectful, right? So that's what we going to follow in accordance to what we got going on, you know. First of all, thank you for trusting us with something so personal, because we know how things can get. You don't want everybody in your business, stuff like that. You want to have a chance to kind of like handle this on your own any way you can. So I appreciate you for trusting us with this, because I know it's not easy to put your business out there, especially being so vulnerable and honest, right? Now let's break it down, because there's a lot to unpack here, okay? You made a New Year's resolution, all right? I get that. You made some, we all do. Like I don't really say resolutions. I just say, top of the year goals if I can. But again, it's still the same thing. Potato, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other, right? So you made a New Year's resolution to focus on your health. Cool. Like I say, a lot of us do that. But what happens, as you said, as far as sticking to your goals, isn't always as easy as you thought it was going to be. We put these, set these goals and put these parameters out there in which we're going to follow these goals by. And sometimes it's kind of hard to paint in between the lines, or at least stay consistent as long as you might possibly want to do, right? So the thing about that is the problem with your fiance has now made it a personal journey and a condition for your relationship. So he's made this personal. You know what I mean? So not only has he jumped on board with what you got going on for yourself, he's taking it on as something that's affecting him now. He's made it personal to him now. You know? He's telling you that if you don't follow through, he's calling the wedding off. And let me tell you, I ain't gonna lie to you, my girl, that it can be heavier than what you might think you are right now. Just the looming idea that he may call this whole thing off based off something that you didn't follow through on. Now, true enough, let me start with the first thing first is ultimatum inside a relationship. Would you say your hubby is going to make you exactly? I feel you. See, Lucy Lowe, no. Lucy Lowe, no. You know what I mean? Like, we've been married almost 7 years, babe? So 7 years. And we make snacks at night. So, like, that's my thing. Like, if he already giving you this ultimatum, which is to me a red flag, ultimatums in relationships in any capacity, whether it deals with resolutions, whatever your case may be, ultimatums in any capacity are a red flag to me. But I know that after the wedding is over, after you slim down to get into whatever your tux that he want to get in, I'm hoping you didn't say anything about his physique or that he's a workout nut or anything like that, but I hope he look as good as he wants you to look. You know what I mean? Because, hey, I'm going to tell you, like right now, after year one, that in love weight, that late night in love weight, when you making snacks and y'all binge watching TV shows and stuff like that, then you start to round out. Circle is a shape too. So I'm hoping that at least he might be in shape. So in regards to that, later on, I'm going to get to that. Maybe we all can do this together. It's something y'all can work on as a couple or, because again, you didn't say that you were going to take this on by yourself. You just said that you chose to make healthier habits in regards to your eating and your lifestyle. And you said it's hard to stay consistent because life be happening. Life be lifing. I get that. Life does be lifing in any capacity, but like I said, this is a red flag. I'm not going to lie to you. What the kids say, I'm not going to hold you. I'm not going to hold you. This is a red flag because it's a power move, in my opinion. If a person says that do what I say or do what I want you to do or else, that's a power move. You can play chess like that. I'm going to put this piece right here. And if you don't do what I want you to do to this piece, then it's going to be game over. So he's saying right now, it's going to be game over if you don't follow through on this shot you decided to take. What's up, Rashawn Taylor? Cousin in the building. Got a birthday coming up, huh? But like and that's what I'm saying. This is a power move that he's pulling off. I'm not going to sit here, because again, I'm always going to give angel's advocate, devil's advocate, right? What'd you say, Danielle speaking? It's tricky because you want your yes to be yes and your no to be no. There's nothing wrong with him wanting that to be, but ultimatums are messy. Yes, they are. That's what I said. Ultimatums are messy because they're a red flag to me. Ultimatums are a red flag to me because, again, it's like somebody telling you either you do what I want you to do or else this is going to happen. They don't have place in relationships or let's say in regards. What's up, Shay Creates? OGBG in the building, my original baby girl in the building. It shouldn't exist in relationships. If you don't do this, then this will happen in regards to what the outcome of the relationship will be. Now, we can give ultimatums inside a relationship and say like, hey, let's do this or else this may not occur in our relationship. But as far as like how the outcome of the relationship is going to be, ultimatum should never even be on the table. What'd you say? Number one, he better be snatched. Number two, I hope he's encouraging to her. Sounds like he might be just looking for a way out. That's another option. Or he might have just given her way out. Because if she telling us this, I'm pretty sure she may have told somebody along the line, a cousin, a homegirl, the homegirl squad. They may be already on his head like ultimatum. Either she do this or else. FTN. Y'all know what that means. You know what I mean? They may tell you FTN network that fool. You know what I mean? So, but first, you got to understand, like, relationships are supposed to be built on partnership. They're supposed to be built on trust, unconditional love, not threats. For real. You should never have threats, weigh so heavy in a relationship in regards to how the relationship is going to steer. That's mental abuse, physical abuse, any type of abuse you want to think of, it can start right there by manipulation. So ultimatums with this, in this perspective, are manipulative. IMO. Like I always say, in my opinion, again, I never tell people what to do. I just give you options of what can happen and what can be done. It's up to you to decide on what you want to do with it. My online colleagues that comment and say what they say, they never telling you what to do. Then again, some of them may be like, girl, you better get out of there. Some of them may tell you what to do. I'm not going to do that. Now, I'm going to just tell you the options that you have that could possibly go down in regards to your situation and what information you gave me, right? So if your fiance genuinely cared about you, in my opinion, you know what I mean, for your health and your happiness, his approach would be more supportive. His support, it wouldn't be punitive, meaning like, this is going to result in something if this doesn't occur. Like, you owe me something for this. Like, he should be asking you, how can I help you? Or he should be saying, like, what do you need from me? Do you need me to not get the fat foods at the store? Do you need me to not ask you, do you want some of this ice cream that I'm about to eat in your face in the middle of the night? Do you, what do you need from me? Not get it right or I'm out. Bye, mofo. Deuces. You know what I mean? You got the option to say that, And again, like Lucy Lowe said, he may be looking for a way out. Because based off your inconsistency, he knows that you're not going to fulfill this bill. I think that if you fulfill the bill, if you still decide to kick rocks on him, tell him to kick rocks, that would be the ultimate win. Like, you lost the weight or you got better on a better regimen or on a program or anything like that. Like, I think that, and you still kick rocks, that would be the ultimate win for you. What'd you say, Jay Castile? Holding your partner accountable is important as long as it's coming from a place of love and positivity. And most of all, followed with grace. Patience is the key. Say it again, JJ. Say it again, JJ. He said, as long as it's coming from a place, it's important to hold your partner accountable. And again, we're not saying, again, thank you for that, JJ, for reiterating that point. He said, holding your partner accountable is important. But as long as it comes from a place of love and positivity. And that's what the other people were saying as well. Like, don't come from somewhere like where you hating on the person. If it comes, and it's got to be followed with grace. And, and he's like you said, patience is the key. Would you say, Dakari Kofi, this subject is tough? I agree that the type of ultimatum is a red flag, sounds fishy, looking to dominate the relationship, and is extremely manipulative. Again, it's tough. And it is. Like you say, to find that balance, what up, Rail the Truth? To find that balance, you have to be able to be looking for that balance. So your fiance, Miss Confused Bride-to-be, needs to have an approach where he's at least looking for the balance of support and accountability. Support and accountability. You can support somebody, and not hold them accountable. But if you hold them accountable, but you being supportive of what you hold them accountable for, the likelihood of them achieving that goal increases. What's up, Mrs. Contreras? The likelihood of this increases because not only do they have you saying, okay, this is what we said we're going to do. This is what we said we're going to do. We're going to do this, right? But they also being supportive of you, asking you, what do you need from me? What else can I do for you? How can I help on this journey? Because nobody here saying that, like, he's not right for holding you accountable for doing what you said that you were going to do. Holding yourself accountable for what you said. You the one said, you wrote in your letter, you said, I started the year, I made a resolution to lose weight and work on healthier eating habits. You said you were going to do that, Miss Confused Bride-to-be. So there's nothing wrong with him holding you accountable for that. The approach should be more of one of support and not one of, well, like I said before, of a punitive nature, meaning like this is going to be damaging if you don't do this. You know, so let's talk about it as framing it as this, right? He says it's not about the weight. It's about you keeping your word and being your best version of yourself, right? That's what he says. He says that right here in the letter. You said that he says that. It sounds right, but let's be real. I mean, let's keep it 100% funky. Let's be funky with it. You know what I mean? If he was really more about being a better version of yourself, and it was more about you and the expectations for you, he would be more focused on you being your better self and wouldn't be worried about trying to get up out of Dodge. Because a healthy relationship is growing together, not growing apart, not holding someone hostage for some resolutions that they may not be up to the bill for what you think they should be. Now, you said here yourself that, things haven't been perfect. You haven't been consistent. You wrote this at the start of this year, so apparently you made that resolution last year, so y'all supposed to be probably getting married sometime this year. That's probably the information that you left out of here, but I can put 2 + 2 make 4, So with that being said, you said this last year, start of 24, that you were going to be better with that. And now he's saying, like you saying it again at the start of 25, if you don't do it this time, I'm out. So again, it's not about him saying like, I want you to do what you say that you're going to do. This just feels more along the lines of, I'm tired of you not doing what you say you're going to do in regards to this. And I'm not here to say either way is right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm just saying it just appears to be more of a red flag based off how you say that he said it. I would love to have a conversation with him and, get his take on it if he wants to tap in and say what he said, in his words, and it may not come out in woman's translation, because you know how we do. We play telephone. We say somebody say one thing to us, we say another thing to everybody else, right? So again, he may not have said it just like that. Then again, he may have said those exact words. You may have recorded it and got it verbatim. I told you, I've never been to law school, so I'm not qualified to judge, anybody. So, you got to look at it as if, is this a man that I want to continue to move on with? Because you asked yourself, you said, am I overreacting? And should I dump it for being so harsh, or should I see his tough love as motivation? So it's motivated you enough to at least write me a letter. So has it motivated you enough to, what's up, CP Headley? What's going up, the funny boy, Nelson B? But has it motivated you enough to start the process, to begin progress towards your resolution? Has it motivated you enough to say, like one of my favorite songs whenever I'm feeling down on myself, but Mr. Contreras said, but he's probably big on accountability. Again, I'm married to somebody who's big on accountability. So I understand that statement 1,000%. You know what I mean? Like, show up or shut up. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty much, like what he's saying here, either show up or ship out, So, but one of my favorite songs whenever I'm feeling down on myself is Goody Mob. Get up, get out, get something. Have you gotten up, gotten out, and got something towards what you're trying to do, the goal you're trying to accomplish? Have you gotten up and said like, yo, I'm here. I'm showing up. I'm going to the gym. I went and got this, and don't touch this food in the fridge. This is for me. This is for my smoothie cleanse, whatever. Have you done any of those things? Would you say if she wants to hold him to those same standards, then she has to compromise? And that's another good point. If you want to hold him to the standards of being somebody who's big on accountability, then you have to compromise when he's calling you to the table to be accountable. What's up, Sierra OG08? You know what I mean? So that's another thing. Good point, Mrs. Contreras. You got to be able to have compromise and say like, hey, like, okay, if I want you to be the man of virtue and saying that you are, to be the man of accountability that you've been, that I want to marry, then I got to be okay with you holding me accountable. I got to be okay with you putting that mirror in front of my face saying, hey, let's look at ourselves. Because y'all know what I say, when you point the finger at somebody for making you feel bad, 3 fingers pointing right back at you, me, myself, and I. How did you contribute to that person doing that? You have to be able to evaluate those things. You have to be able to look at those things and say, hey, what is my part in this? What is my role in this? But none of us are perfect, and it's hard. You know, it's hard. You know, and I hear you wondering if this is a wake-up call for your health, take your health more seriously. I hear you. It might be. You know, improving your health is something that you truly want to do and you want to do it for you. Absolutely go for it if you want to do it for you. But you say, exactly, they both have to be accountable, Mrs. Contreras. You are absolutely right. They both have to be accountable in regards to this situation. And I mean, in relationships in themselves, I mean, all together. If you want to hold somebody accountable, you got to be okay with them holding you accountable as well. So, you know, don't get mad when it stinks, but it's your ish. You know, when you realize your ish stink, you be like, dang, I'm mad. This is a funky smell. Yeah, deal with it. We in it now. So now, what in regards to this are you going to do next? But don't let this threat, you know, turn you to be your reason why you gonna do it. That's my thing. Don't let his threat to you be the reason why you decide to finally say, okay, well, this man, he gonna leave me if I don't do it. Then it's really not for you. It's for him. The way to sustain this is, for one, take accountability for what your actions are in it. But 2, make sure you're doing it for you. Because if you do something for somebody else and it's supposed to be something, and it's something so deeply ingrained with who you are, then it's kind of in vain. IMO. In my opinion, it's in vain to do something for somebody else that's affecting you ultimately. Because you're still not doing it for yourself. So how are you going to sustain that? You know, so here's my advice if I were to offer any. You know, again, I'm always on both shoulders. Okay, what'd you say, Dakari? I was about to say play both advocates. Playing devil's advocate or someone who says something never follows through. For me, I couldn't be with the person who never follows through. I don't even know how your jump shot was good, Dak. I don't even know. With the lack of follow through, you know what I mean? Empire for hire. What's up with you over here? You know, I don't even know how your jump shot was so water. You know, but again, I've been victim of that as well. Part of one of my poems I wrote to myself before I decided to stop procrastinating as much was, I said, there's a reason why people hear you but don't follow you. You like a jump shot. You got good takeoff, but no type of follow through. You know what I mean? You take off like, oh, I got it, but no follow through. You know, that's the thing. So how much accountability are you holding for yourself? You know, I would look at the bigger picture. Ask yourself the hard questions. Is this the kind of partnership I want? That's one thing you got to ask yourself. Like, do I want this for the rest of my life? Because like Lucy Lowe said, and like I said before earlier, it's going to be more problems that's going to rise more than just this. And you're not even married yet. You're going to face way bigger issues than this. So is this the type of partnership you want going into it for the rest of your life? Perceived for the rest of your life? You know? Or is this, if he's willing to pull the plug on your relationship over this, if he's willing to say, I quit, nah, I'm done. You ain't following through with what you said you was going to do by losing that weight. If it's just the weight, but he says it's not about the weight, it's about you being accountable and doing what you say and following through. So if he says that he can't be with you because you can't follow through, then I must ask at that point, is this the first time that this has come into question? You know, if not, then again, like Lucy Lowe said, he may be looking for a way out. But if you've had issues following through prior to, other than just this last year and not just on this subject, then that's a red flag in his eyes, I could believe. Because you don't want somebody that's going to tell you one thing and not follow through with it. Because if that's how it is with just these, when it comes to you, how do you think they feel when it comes to them? If you can't follow through for you, then what makes you think you're going to come through for me in the clutch when I need you? So again, angel's advocate, devil's advocate. I'm on both shoulders here. I'm talking to you from both sides. You know, I'm not saying you got to throw the whole man away. You say, wear the shoe on the other foot. Exactly. You got to be able to say like, hey, like, you know, I know my left slide don't go on my right side, but I see what they feel over there. I see where the pressure come from. You know? And I'm not saying throw the whole man away. Like I said, all I'm saying is that's up for you to decide. But I am saying that you need to have a real conversation with him. Like a real conversation with him. And with that, think about the different challenges that you may have to face throughout the rest of your life. You know, lay it out. Like, say, this ultimatum made me think. What you say, Lucy Lowe, be mindful of maybe also to be your, what you say, be mindful he may also be your baby daddy. If he going to give this same threat to you, is he going to give the threat for the baby weight? So just think about that. That's a good point. Is he going to threaten you now while you not even got no kids by him? About, you know, you ain't saying anything about kids. You know, you're about to get married. We just trying to think traditionally. But what about when you have kids and baby weight come about? He going to threaten to leave you then? Like, if you don't get that baby weight off, I'm out. He going to leave you and the baby? That's another thing to think about. You know, let him know how this ultimatum made you feel. You know, why it's not okay with you and what you need from him in regards to this moving forward. You know, you have to be cognizant of that at times. You know, you got to let people know, like, ouch, that hurt. I didn't like the way that made me feel. You know, I told you, like, if he willing to pull the plug on something like this, marriage full of issues. So this is just the tip of the iceberg, as they say. The rest of the glacier that sunk to Titanic was still yet to come. It's still yet to come. So think about that in regards to whether or not you want to continue down this same path with this same person. What up, Cool to Be Smart? Joined in with us as well. So ask yourself these questions like, you know, if he can't meet you with healthy empathy or support now, then there you go. You got your answer. If he can't meet you with healthy empathy and support when you present these questions to him, you've got your answer. Because he may not have known that it hurt you in the way that it hurt you. You know, he may have thought that he was just being a coach to you in a way, being a rah-rah, like a push you forward person. What would you say, Ms. Contreras? What would you do, Will, if your wife had this conversation with you about your health scare? She wanted you to do something that you didn't want to. How would you handle it? I've been through these conversations. Funny you may ask that, Mrs. Contreras. My wife and I have had these conversations. She wanted me to stop doing a whole bunch of stuff. Hey, some of it I did, some of it I didn't. You know what I mean? And again, it was about that compromise. But she didn't hit me with no ultimatum. Either you stop doing this or I'm out. Because again, she met me with not only accountability, she met me with support. You know, when I wanted to go grab a steak and I know I can't eat that type of red meat anymore, she's like, "Babe, come on now. What else can I get you? You want something else? You want to compromise? You want to get something else? Let's get some ribs." You know what I mean? Like, you know, bring me down a little bit. It was a support met with the same type of accountability. So that's why I'm able to speak so freely on this subject, because again, like I said to this person who's not even married yet, it's going to be some issues come up once you get married. So how y'all going to deal with them at that point? But that was an excellent question there, Mrs. Contreras. Because again, like with my health scare, still some stuff she on my head about still. She trying to get me to do gummies instead of smoke herb, like still. I'd be like, man, we'll see. I'll try a gummy here and there. And I've tried them. You know, I got high off of them, but it takes too long. It takes too long, man. When I want to be high, I'm ready to be high. Like right now. I'll make myself cough on purpose just so I can get higher. That's a whole nother subject, right? What'd you say? Is? Yeah, stop it. Talking about and is. Nobody care about you and does. Right. You know, and the thing about it is, you know, that's the thing. Like, if you've got, you said it does take too long. It does. Even my kids say that. But like, you know, don't get me wrong. Like when I'm high off a gummy, though, I'm high as the cost of living, though, because you be funny. Stuff be giggly funny off gummies, but they don't always kick in, and it does take too long. Anyway, But I mess around, take too many, and be super duper stupid. But you gotta, at the end of the day, you deserve a partner like we were talking about now, like mine, who loves you, who respects you for who you are, not just for what you can achieve and what goals you can accomplish. But so you got to do what's best for you to either save the wedding or to protect your peace and your future, or all of that can be one thing. What'd you say, clean while you wait? We got time to be cleaning up while I'm trying to wait on my high to kick in. Stop it. But like, that's the thing we have to evaluate, especially when we're going into situations when it comes to something like this, right? People always say, oh, I wish I would have went to counseling before I got married, or I wish I would have done this before I got married. You have an opportunity to have some of the toughest conversations prior to you getting married, because it presented itself to you in a way that could have jeopardized you getting married as a whole. So now this is a perfect time for you to have these conversations. I'm glad I didn't have to have anything like this beforehand, but there were some conversations that we need to know what was a yes, what was a no, what was a go, what was a and we found out some later on as we got, jumped over the broom. You know what I mean? So again, this is an open opportunity for you to have these conversations with whether it's your soon to be husband or your soon to be ex fiance. It's totally up to you. Again, I never tell people what to do. I just give you options of what can be done, right? So let's roll back a little bit. The question was asked by a confused bride-to-be when her fiance gave her ultimatum about her not following through on her weight loss goals as a New Year's resolution. And he told her if she don't follow through, then the wedding is off. So we went back and she asked the question was like she feeling. She said she was hurt, confused. She said, is he out of line or is she overreacting, right? She said, should she dump him for being so harsh, or should she use this tough love as a form of motivation? And I said, a mixture of all of the above, but for her to decide on what the outcome should be based off what she decided to kind of evaluate in the process, right? Meaning, like, tell him how you feel about this. And if he turns around and becomes more supportive in the way he holds you accountable, then hey, you dodged a bullet by not knowing how to communicate with each other in regards to true feelings. What'd you say? But it's only a day 8 of the new year. Exactly. That's what I said. So she got time to get up, get out, and get something, Because like I told her, I said, apparently this must have been something she said coming into 24, coming into 2024. And now he like, okay, tick tock, we get married. We're supposed to get married in November or something, whatever they decide to get married. It could be May. My anniversary in May, but now you got like 6 months, player. Exactly. I'm with that, Mrs. Contreras. She said, what about doing it together? And that's what we were saying earlier. Lucy Lowe was saying, like, he hoped, for one, hope he snatched, meaning hope his body look as good as he talking about her body should be looking. And 2, she hoped that he was, being supportive and doing the process with her. JJ said earlier, he said it's cool to hold your partner accountable, but make sure it's done with respect, with love, and it's followed with grace, and that patience is the key, right? So these are the things that we've talked to this young lady about. And again, she's confused bride-to-be. So she hasn't said Elvis has left the building. She hasn't said anything like that to where she's like, I quit, it's over, I'm done. Exactly. Make it fun. Make it a bet. That's always, anytime you put something on the line, wager something, it's always on like popcorn. If you bet your significant other that you can go ahead and that they can't do something, or they going to do something, that you're going to do something, it makes it more exciting. It makes it even more of an accomplishment as you mark off the steps on the way there. Like, I got a speech about procrastination, right? And how it can hold you prisoner. But the first way to get out of jail is just like you have to do in the first place. You got to take steps, mark them off, do a little bit towards this, a little bit towards that. And now you're getting days, you're getting some parole from your procrastination. So now if you procrastinating and keeping yourself together, exactly, a nice dinner as the winner. Hello, nice dinner as the winner. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Eat it up. But I'm nasty. But hold yourself accountable along the line. But you have to be accountable for having this conversation with him. You can't just say it to us. Say it to me in a letter and ask for help from my online colleagues and then expect for the answers to just come to him through osmosis. Unless he's tuned in here, unless he's one of the listeners and viewers that's going on right now, then he's not going to know that you're going through this. Unless you're recording this, you're going to play it back to him later on, he's not going to know that. But then still, you're going to have the conversation because he's going to hear me saying that. Well, let's have these words. Let's have this conversation, excuse me. Let's find out what's really going on, the underlining issue with what we got going on. Because like I say, at the end of the day, everybody deserves a partner who loves them, who respects them for who they are. If you constantly got somebody somebody's constantly trying to change you and change who you are, then ask them, do you love me or the idea of me? It's a big difference. If somebody loves you, they're going to love you for who you are. They're going to love you even though you snore. They're going to love you, even though you take your time getting ready. They're not going to try to change you. They're going to try to put breath strips on you. If you snore, unless you got sleep apnea, they're going to deal with it. Go to sleep first, But somebody that's constantly trying to change you, like change the way you dress or change the way you move or change the way you talk or change how you do things. Ask them, do you love me or the idea of me? And when they hit you with the raw and uncut answer, you got to be ready for that now. Because I hear you, like I said before, that if this is a wake-up call for you to start taking your health and lifestyle more seriously. But if the case is that you're doing it for you, then by all means, full speed ahead, all gas, no brakes. But if you're doing it for somebody else, if you're only doing this, not saying it's not a good idea to take your health and things like that seriously, but if you're only doing it for somebody else, for your fiance, then I think you might need to reevaluate your why. Because that why is truthfully not sustainable. Because you're doing it for somebody else. And somebody else is going to forever be changing what they want or need or expect of you. But if you, what up, Kip Smith? Pete, man. But if you're the one saying that this is what I want for me, then that's the sustainability comes along with that because you're doing it for you, not for them. You know how it is when you're doing something for somebody else, and after a while you be like, they don't even appreciate it. Not as much as you would appreciate you doing it for yourself. I told you, Goody Mob said, get up, get out, and get something. So now it's your turn to say, you know what, this is for me, and I'm going to push myself to the limit because I want this, and it's not for him. Hey, Pete, Dak said hit him. He over Dak on Facebook and Pete on Instagram. Dak said hit him up. Don't be using me as y'all little telephone. But anyway, like to think about, like I was saying before, like if you want to sustain this lifestyle, sustain this, accountability for yourself, then it has to be for yourself. It has to be for you. Like I said, you don't have to throw the man away. You just got to get an understanding of how y'all feel about each other, because this is only the first of many issues that are going to arise in a relationship. And I'm pretty sure this is not the first one that's ever come up between y'all, but something of this magnitude, there's going to be more of these. And how you handle it now will determine how you'll be able to handle it later on as you're growing together, as you're becoming a unit, Because after a while, you stop thinking for yourself and it becomes us. Yes, it's inclusive of you, so it's not like you're doing it only for them, but it starts to become more of an us thing. How will this affect us? What is this doing for us? So right now, while you have the chance to take the accountability for you and do things because it's what you want, take advantage of that. I would highly advise that you take advantage of that. Because who's to say that, this was how he meant it to come off? All right, thanks, Mrs. Contreras. I'll talk to you next week. Who's to say that that's how he meant for it to come off to you? He may have said it again, like I said before, like being a rah-rah, like a cheerleader for you, but not knowing, or like a coach for you, and not knowing how to handle it, to hand it to you gently. He gave it to you, no spit, no nothing. Nothing. Just gave it to you. And that wasn't as enjoyable as it could have been. It wasn't as receivable as it could have been. Because like a lot of my constituents over here said, like, it could be just him just trying to hold you accountable for what you say you want to do. It could be him just trying to say, hey, babe, like you said we were going to do this and I want to believe in it. You said you want to get ready to get in that dress and I want to believe in it. So do I have to call the wedding off? Or threaten to call the wedding off? Because and I'm not saying that his threat, his ultimatum was okay. I'm just giving you options of what could have been running through his mind. And he could have been exactly opposite of all of that. He could have been just there saying like, I'm through with this chick. And I'm going to tell her right now, if she don't get it together, then I'm out. That's my way out. That's my escape. And that in itself could be true also. So I just implore you to, or I just encourage you to really evaluate all the things that were said on here today. All the things that were advised to you today. I would just really tell you, if nothing else, to look deep into yourself and ask you, like, hey, girl, who we doing this for? Are we doing this for him? Or are we doing this for us? And when you get that answer, then that should lead you in a direction in where you can say, I'm gearing up to be who it is I say I want to be. And if that includes him still, then I'm happy for you. If it doesn't include him still, then I'm happy you're able to make a decision for yourself and decide to float on. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to float on, and be out like a trout in a summer drought. That's my take on it. And I love hearing what y'all think out there. I love hearing y'all responses because, again, I'm one man. I am one man. I sometimes feel like I'm in multiple places, but I am one man. So anytime y'all get a chance to comment on it there later. If you're watching the show later on and you get a chance to comment, I'll engage with you. Comment on it later on, and I'll tap back in with you as well. I'm trying to, that's my thing this year, to be active on all fronts. That includes social media. So if I have to stay active with y'all the way I got to stay active with y'all, and I will do that. And I appreciate y'all for being active with me. So to Miss Confused Bride-to-be, again, I appreciate you for tuning in and tapping in. Like you say, you're a long-time listener. And I appreciate you for at least trusting us with this sensitive subject. And I hope that we helped you. I really, really do. That's about it on today's episode of Holla at the Homie. We right about a couple minutes before we get out of here. And I just want to tell all y'all right now, it's good to be in 2025 and feeling alive. And to all my people out there in California that's dealing with the smoke and all that stuff, dealing with the Palisades fires, praying for y'all, and y'all stay close, stay put. And if you got to get out of there, don't be tough. Get out of there, man. Get on up out of there. Like, if you got to drive somewhere, you got to keep on pushing. If you know where my address, come on. I got an air mattress for you. It only if what's going on, Chanel Manny? Only if your crib is in danger. Only if you in danger. Don't be just pulling up on me like, you said you got an air mattress for me. Nah, dawg. I ain't say it like that. Only if you in danger. If you ain't in danger, then just call me. You know what I mean? We can FaceTime. I'm off today. But until next time, y'all, appreciate y'all. And as always, be real to yourself and be good to each other. I've been 360 the Poet, and I'm going to holler at y'all in a minute.
Hi. Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On Hot 7025fm.com.